Hey guys, I just want to talk about something that I learned when I was around 20, I think 26 years old. And I just got out of art school and I was working in the fashion industry and I was so excited because I also got fashion training prior to art school and I finally got a job in the fashion industry where I was able to use my fashion design training and my graphic design training. I focused on graphic design photography when I was in art school. Anyways, I was busting my ass and I was working really hard. And one day during a coffee break, I would go to the back room and I would chit chat. And there's one salesman, his name's Eddie, and he was always laughing and always having a good time, always dressing really like nice and drives like a really nice BMW. And I was a struggling, designer. I finally got out of art school and I finally got a job in the industry, but I was just designing all the time. I had to do all these technical sketch and like it was just like nonstop work. But I was still very happy. And I asked him like, hey, how come you're always so happy and always like smiling and stuff? And I said, can you tell me the secret? Like it seems like you don't really do much. You just kind of like, basically BS. He was a salesman, and what he would do is he would go to different major department store and sell the design that we create. And what he will do is he'll get the order for the design, and then from there we'll get it manufactured either in Vietnam, Bangladesh, China, etc. Right? And I said, like, can you tell me the secret? Like, I don't know how to make money. Like, I mean, I was making okay money, as a 27-year-old guy, single guy. And he said something that's kind of interesting. And to this day, it was a very powerful lesson. And I didn't really get it till like recently. But you know how sometimes when someone will tell you something, but you're just not ready for it. So the lesson he told me was that he said you got to touch the money. And what it means is that you got to be in the process where you determine the price or the value of something. So when I was a graphic designer, fashion merchandiser working in the fashion industry, I didn't really get to determine the value of something. I mean, I designed it, but I didn't get to decide how much something would sell for. I didn't get to decide what kind of margin I wanted. I didn't get to decide how many units I would like to buy, and sell to the department store, what my margin is, what my profit margin is, how much was I willing to risk, etc. And he goes, listen, if you want to be successful, you got to touch the money. And I'm not talking about like being a cashier and touch the money. He's talking about being involved in the process of determining the value of something, right? And so I was teaching the same lesson to my martial arts students because usually after class we'll talk about life lessons and stuff. A lot of my martial arts students are a lot younger than me, and I would just tell them insights or things I have picked up or learned over the years. And so, for example, I'll give you an example. So let's just say you are a custodian or a janitor, right? So you clean the office or the building. Your boss might give you $15 an hour, $18 an hour, whatever, right? But you don't get to determine how much the service or the product is being sold for by that company. So in a way, you didn't touch the money. You know what I mean? And so he said, listen, I'm a salesperson. I get 8% commission for every department store order. So if I sell 60,000 unit and let's just say the shirt here is being wholesale for $6, right? And so $6 times 60,000, and then he gets 8% of that. I mean, obviously he get like a flat fixed rate, but a base pay, but he's not going to make money off the base pay. He makes money off the commission, and he tells me like, that's what I do. I hustle and I sell. I go to different department store. I create relationship with different buyers, and I kind of know what they want. And then I come back, and then I tell you guys what the buyers from the department store wants, and then you guys have to design it. Then I bring it back to the department store, and then I get to present the design. We negotiate the costs, and then I bring it back, and then the owner of the company signs off on it, and then we get the clothing design in India or whatever. And he goes, in a way, I touched the money because I was in the process of determining the cost of something, and I got a percentage of that process. And so it's a very interesting lesson that I learned and that I take to heart today, in my life now. And so I'm self-employed, and it's a struggle. It's a major struggle, but in a way, I feel like I'm on the right track because in a way, I'm touching the money. I get to determine the value of my service. I get to learn to scale my inventory. I get to improve on my process so that my profit margin gets larger and larger over time. I get to decide when to mark down things I'm selling online, what kind of margin I'm willing to have, how much risk I would like to partake, etc. So my mind's constantly crunching numbers. I'm constantly working toward the end goal. Now, if let's just say you're a cashier at a gas station, right? I mean, you're touching the money, but you're not really touching the money in the sense that you don't get to determine how much money the gas station makes, or how much that candy bar is being sold at the gas station, or you don't even know the margin, etc. Right? And so sometimes, if you have a really good paying job, it's okay. Who cares if you're not in that determined process? But let's just say you have a crappy job and you try to get out of this crappy situation. You got to ask yourself, am I touching the money? Do I get to determine or be in the process of figuring out the value of something and determining the cost of something, and then I get a percentage of that process? Anyways, guys, I hope you like this short little video. I would like to shoot more videos like this. My goal is to shoot at least 5 videos a week on things I've been thinking about, things I've been studying, things I've been learning in my martial art journey. I'm very lucky. I teach martial art at least 3 times a week, and I've been doing it for over 27 years. So I got a lot of life lesson through being on the mat and observing people, observing movement, observing how things play out. I'm very lucky that I train combat athletes, so I have a beginning process and then I have an end process, and I get to see all the little steps involved in achieving the end process. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys like this video. Please follow me on YouTube. Please follow me on Instagram. Please follow me on Patreon. The information is in the description box. And I hope you like the video.